You're watching Poland Daily Business. Coronavirus has its toll on economy across many sectors. We see slowdown, we see closure or stoppage of the production. This is the case also in a plastic converting business. And we'll talk right now with Mr. Robert Szyman, Director General of Polish Union of Plastic Converters. Sir, welcome to the show.
Welcome. Good morning.
Let us say this is 7,000 small and middle-sized companies, about 160,000 workers across the country. What are the informations you are receiving from your members?
Okay, the information is very, different because ones which operate in some sectors, they don't feel the decrease of the sales and so on, and the other ones have even 100% decrease of sales. So it's the problem is not the same in the whole sector. So if we look at the supplying of airlines or events, we can observe very deep decline. If we look at the sectors which are operating the food business, it means packaging food, it's slightly not bad, we can say.
Okay. The food sector is a very crucial one because right now the food safety is also a problem. It's always a top priority, especially in the times like this when we are all looking at this coronavirus crisis and preventing the food from being contaminated by this pathogen.
Absolutely, it's a very good point you mentioned, because we know that if the food is packed hermetically, you cannot have the possibility to contaminate it. And then you can be sure that if you buy this kind of food, it's absolutely uncontaminated. And the next very important factor is also that you don't need to go shopping very often, because this kind of packaging can assure long term of validity. So it's two very important things you can simply avoid.
And this is a crucial thing. And as you said, we don't see the slowdown in this particular subsector of your business, quite the contrary.
Yes, absolutely. Because as we see the sales food in Poland, so it's increase about 50%. So we can equal it to Christmas or something like that, because people buy more than usual.
So that's a good information. What is your industry expecting from the government in terms of maintaining jobs of those companies that don't work on the food preservation market?
Yes, absolutely. Not everyone does well. As I mentioned before, so some enterprises, they just faced of bankruptcy if they don't get enough help from the administration. So the absolutely minimum is to delay all the payments to administration sector. So this kind of companies, they cannot survive with this kind of steps.
Because most of them are small companies that really don't have that big pockets to pay for example, social securities for their employees when they not have production running.
Yes, absolutely. So, as you know, majority of companies, they are small and micro companies. So they have, for them, 1 month or even 2 months without sales is completely destroying the company. So if we not to notice very deep recession in our economy, administration should act immediately.
Well, right now we have a sitting of parliament and all the measures that are being taken. But I would like to stress that the jobs that are in your sector are the small and medium-sized companies, and most of those companies are operating in the small and middle-sized towns where the jobs are few and far between, and especially scarce and worth to mention. So this keeping of those jobs will also keep those very cities operating in the future.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. There are many small enterprises acting in just small regions, and they need support absolutely. So as I mentioned, this could be visible. So if they can keep workers, they cannot pay extra money to government, absolutely.
That's obviously and logically. So let's hope that everyone will pass their exam and the situation will be solved. Ahead of us are a few difficult weeks, but hopefully we will all get over this crisis. Mr. Robert Szyman of Polish Union of Plastic Converters was our guest, sir. Thank you very much for participation.
Thank you very much.
And that was it for Poland Daily Business. Watch us tomorrow, the same time.